Hi, I'm Leslie, and I want to congratulate you on taking your first step toward a better life. And whether or not you want to just supplement your current income or whether you need to make a lot of money now, we have a plan for you. And I can say that because it wasn't that long ago that I was looking for a way to get out of a really bad situation. I was one of the people that needed to make quite a bit of money very quickly. And I don't know if any of you have ever wondered where the next rent or mortgage payment was going to come from, but I was in that situation when I first took a look at this business. I used to be a dental hygienist. I used to clean people's teeth all day long, and I hated my job. But I kept my job because I had medical benefits, dental benefits, paid vacation time, and I really didn't think there was anything else for me. I mean, I was excited when I started my job, but reality set in, and it just wasn't the thing that I never dreamt that my life was going to end up being like this. And about the same time that I was realizing how much I really hated my job, I met this guy, and I thought I fell in love, and he was going to look after me and marry me. And so I quit my job. I was so excited. I moved to a strange city, and when I got down there, I realized this guy was, a jerk. Okay, so there I was, stuck in a strange city. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have a job. I didn't have any money, and I was scared to death. I realized that I had accumulated some bills. I remember sitting down at my kitchen table counting up all my bills, and it came to over $2,000. And I realized I needed to make $2,000 in 2 weeks, or I was going to lose everything. And I'll tell you, I was scared to death when that rent payment was due. I had no clue where it was going to come from. And I was beside myself. I was looking through ads in the paper and scouring the papers looking for something. And when I found this Success Connection opportunity, I didn't have a lot of hope. I didn't think that I could do anything else. I've never been in business before. I just used to clean teeth. But I was broke and desperate. I didn't have a lot of choices here. And I remember going over to my mentor's house. And if you get involved with us, you're going to have a mentor too. I went over to his home. It was so exciting. The phones were ringing, the orders were coming in, there was checks in the mailbox, and I remember being so excited, and I had hope for the first time in a long time. I didn't know what I was doing. I'd never been in business before, but my mentor had a plan for me, and I copied exactly, step by step, what he told me to do, and guess what? Within 2 weeks, I had made my $2,000. And, that was like winning the lottery to me, because it did just wonders for my self-esteem because, like I said, I didn't think I could do anything else. And it was incredible, and it was exciting, and I felt like I was helping people by doing what we were doing here. And, a while later, I met somebody else. I got married. I had a baby, and right about that same time, I had the worst year of my life. I don't know if you've ever had the worst year of your life yet, but it seems like when things go wrong, everything goes wrong. And that was what happened to me that year. I had built my business up to a point where I was earning residual income, what we call residual income, checks coming in the mail month after month. And I had a sister who I was very close to, and she became sick. She got cancer, and she ended up dying of cancer that year. And I remember going to visit her, being able to take time off to do that, being able to afford to fly to see her, being at the hospital for a week. And that meant so much to me to be with her, because I know that if I would have had my dental hygienist job, I couldn't have done that. So that was really meaningful to me. Not that long after that, I ended up getting divorced. This was months later, and everything hit at once. But some days I just didn't feel like working, and I didn't have to work. I could go do what I needed to do to take care of my situations. But you know what? This is when I really appreciated being in our business, because month after month after month, my checks kept coming in the mail and supported me through that difficult time. And so that was really incredible to me. And I remember thinking, where else? I mean, I could never do that in a dental hygiene job or any other salaried position. It was incredible to be able to have that. And now, things really have worked out great for me. I'm happily married now. I have 3 little girls. I get to work at home. I get to choose my hours. I'm You know, I remember looking at my little babies and thinking it would just break my heart to have to drop them off at daycare every day. And I know that that's what a lot of ladies have to do. And I would just hate to do that, but I don't have to do that. I get to be home when they get home from school. I get to go to parent-teacher night and, you know, go to the school if my daughter wants me to come in and read books for the children. And I'm living the life that I truly choose to live right now. And that is really doesn't get much better than that. So you must be wondering what it is that we do. Well, I want to introduce you to John. His story is profiled in the booklet, and he's one of the many people that you can count on to train you at the Success Connection. But I have to tell you, John, you know, would you have ever guessed in a million years that we'd be making millions in this?
Never, Leslie. It's unbelievable.
I know. I literally remember, well, I was single at the time, and I remember literally wondering where my next meal was going to come from. And I know whenever I'd get asked out on a date, I would always suggest, hey, maybe we should go out for dinner. So, you know, at least I know that I would get a meal.
You know, I got to tell you, I used to dread, you know, going out and just wondering, what are they going to order? Lobster, something that says market price, you know? But what happened, you know, because I was sick of that whole way of having to live, that when this opportunity came along, I thought, well, you know, maybe this could be something that could help me make some positive changes. And what really got me interested at first were my product results. I mean, I used to have a stomach problem, and I would just eat, you know, all these antacids all the time. And from the first day, I had incredible results. I felt better, haven't touched an antacid in years. I lost 12 pounds in 10 days, and everybody noticed that. So then I had a choice. You know, I thought, well, you know, I could just give Lori. Lori was the one who got me on the product. She was my girlfriend. She's my wife now. And I thought, well, I could just, you know, give the leads to Lori, or maybe I could make the money. And I really thought there was a chance because I was blown away. Lori went out, in her first week, she made $400. And I mean, really part-time. And I thought, well, you know, maybe I could do this, but I was kind of terrified, you know. I actually had gone to college. I went to college for 4 years. I even went off to law school. But for many years, I had been a musician. And I, you know, thought, well, you can always be a lawyer. I want to be a rock and roll star. So I was going to pursue a dream, and I went after it. And the music business is nuts. I mean, it was up and down. And I found myself, when I did find the product, at kind of a downtime financially. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to try to do this. And like I said, I was really scared. But when I saw that there was actually a system in place where there was no cold calling, you didn't go knocking on doors. They actually have a screening process where, you know, it'll help you find people who are already interested. And I got to tell you, it was amazing. After just a short time, I'd wake up, go to my voicemail, and I'd get messages where people were actually placing orders. You know, there was money right there. I go to the mailbox. There were checks in the mailbox. Some of these were people I didn't even know. They were simply people that were referred to me. And I thought, man, I could do this thing, you know. And I made $1,000 the first month. And that really took off some pressure. I didn't have to worry about a date and all that with Lori. But by the third month, I got a chance to go to a one-day training class, and we're going to teach you all about that. But I made $3,000 that month part-time, so it allowed me to really get serious about this. And within 10 months, I was earning over $10,000 a month. And the lifestyle changes were dramatic. I mean, I used to have to drive 45 minutes to an hour just to get to work. Then it turned into, what, a 20-second commute going to my home office. I didn't have to worry anymore about dealing with a boss, and if I wanted time off, having to, you know, work out all of that. And, you know, sometimes if you show up at work late or something, you can get fired. You got to deal with all the politics at the office and all this. So for me, I thought, wow, this freedom is unbelievable. And I'm telling you, at the Success Connection, it can absolutely help you too. And I'm telling you something, everybody is interested in wellness. You see it all the time on magazines, television. People are talking about being fit, staying in shape, losing weight. The baby boomers out there, in fact, we're baby boomers, you know. Les and I, you know, we're interested in anti-aging, right?
Well, that's us. We are the market. I mean, think about it, John. All the people that you know that's around our age, you know, give or take 10 or 15 years, all of us, all my friends, are doing everything that we can to prevent health problems, to make sure that our weight's off, to make sure that we have lots of energy. And there are a lot of things out there that people can do for that. And, you know, in fact, I personally, I didn't know how bad that I was feeling until I tried some of these products. I mean, I didn't realize how low my energy was until I had great energy. I didn't realize how sick my body was until I had, true vitality and health. And in fact, I even lost 45 pounds taking the program. And here's a picture of me. I look at how overweight I was, and just losing the weight has made a major difference in my quality of life.
And it's something where people are not just looking for the weight loss, of course, although, let's face it, it's a big, big problem out there. But people want to be healthy and treat health, work towards health instead of illness. Let's face it, in the past, the image of somebody rich was what? Fat and rich. Now it's fit and rich. And so, what we have here is a really unique opportunity, because we are absolutely in a unique position where we're going to be able to take advantage of the new trend of wellness. But we're also, by the way, we're in the forefront of that alone, but we're also in the forefront of other industries that's going to really help you get to where you want to go. For example, working from home. People want to work from home. They want the freedom. It's absolutely the wave of the future. Mail order. That's another one where people, it's like, yes, people know that mail order, it must work because you get the stuff all the time, right? But they don't know how to access that in the internet. Let me tell you, on the internet, this is something that we all know it. We all know that the internet is the way that things are getting done, whether it's purchasing something, entertainment, etc. But again, how can you access that? Les?
Talking about direct mail, okay, I want to show you something. This is what I got in my mailbox just in the last week. I can hardly lift it. And why does somebody spend, some of these books are huge. They're like something you'd buy at a bookstore, and they cost a fortune. Why would companies continually spend all this money sending it out to people like me? Why? Because it works. They know that people like us are going to look in there, see something that we want, and we'll probably order it, we'll probably buy it. Here, let me give you another example. Okay, I recently had a baby. I couldn't believe this. This was sent to me in the mail. It's a can of baby formula. They must have got, my name from somewhere, knowing that I had a baby. And I priced this out at the grocery store. This is $12.99. I am not going to waste this. I use this with my baby. She seemed to do as well with this as any other formula. So I continued to buy this formula. This worked. They mailed me a free sample, and it worked. And you know what? I had another baby after that and continued to buy this formula for that second baby also. So free samples work, and that's why we're going to send you a free sample of our product in our next package.
So, you're going to get the free sample, but also what we're going to do, as I said, is teach you how to access these waves of the future, the trends. So many times we hear about how, gosh, I wish I had gotten in on, on the computer boom, and then it was the dot-com boom. Well, now we absolutely have a way. And if you're wondering how to capitalize on this personally, and you're kind of concerned about that, let me tell you something. It doesn't matter how old you are, young you are, education or not, experience or not, there's just a few traits that you have to bring to us. One of them, you have to really want to make a change. I mean, one of the things that was told us by our mentors here was that for things to change, you have to change. And for things to get better, you have to become better. And when you do have a product like this, you have an opportunity, an industry to access and ways to do it, you absolutely have become more valuable to the marketplace. Next thing, you've got to be willing to work. Listen, people say this is a get rich quick, you don't have to do anything. Baloney, okay? You have to be willing to work, but I worked hard as a bartender when I did that kind of part-time in between like law school and all this, when I was a musician in school, but no way did it get compensated like you get compensated here. Finally, you've got to be teachable. And as long as you're teachable, I know we absolutely have a step-by-step plan, and we can show you what to do. In fact, in your next package, with the free samples, we're also going to get you a step-by-step, outline of exactly how our products work, the industry works, and what your next steps are.